What's going on, Sneaker Life fam? It's your boy J-Jus. Welcome back to the channel. Hope each and every one of you guys is having a safe and blessed day. Man, Sneaker Life fam, I just want to say before I get into this video, I appreciate everyone that has been subscribing to the channel. Man, it is a blessing. You don't know how much it blesses your boy. And it's just a good feeling to know that y'all rocking with your boy and y'all love the content that I do bring to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But we need more subscribers, y'all. So if y'all know somebody out there that's into sneakers and would love, you know, the content that I do produce, you know what I'm saying? Just tell them to come, you know, check out the Sneaker Life fam. And if, you know, they like it, then you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, you know. We do have some updates. Now, I want to say that the Air Jordan 6 Cool Grades, we do have a release date for those. Those will be releasing February 4th, 2023 for a retail price of $200. And yes, I believe those are releasing sometime around the same time as the Air Jordan 13 Playoffs, which will be releasing February 18th as well. Now, personally, those are go, and those are definitely inspired by the Cool Grade Air Jordan 11. Now, I'm feeling those. You already know. Then we do have the Air Jordan 4 Midnight Navies, which has been pushed back all the way to October 29th, which is no surprise because, as I mentioned, you know, there's going to be a ton of pushbacks, but I'm going to just let that information get pushed out on its own. Then once it does get pushed out, I'll just update you guys and let you guys know. But shout out to Z Sneakerheads, man, for just providing, you know, the sneak community with this dope info. But we did get word and info that the red metallic Foamposites will be dropping next year, summer 2023. Now, when this came about, I'm not gonna lie, I was super excited. I was super happy. But something that kind of, you know, withdrawn me back from all my excitement was these actually dropped back in 2017. Now, these originally released in 2012. Now, I remember when these originally released, I remember, you know, people going crazy for these. You know, I remember seeing females going to the store, you know, buying their manis for Valentine's Day. Like me, even I wasn't able to get a pair just for the simple fact that if you know about Foamposites and you was into shoes around that time, you know that Foamposites was one of them shoes where it was just so limited and so hard to get, especially if it was one of them releases where, you know, it was big time like this one, the metallic reds. Man, now one thing I will say about this new release is this is going to look exactly like the 2017. Now, one thing that would have made it a little more exciting would have been if they would have gave it that actual gum bottom like the 2012 version. Personally, that's just my opinion. You know, Foamposites, as you all know, that actually started in 1997, and it actually started with the Foamposite 1 and the Foamposite Pros. Now, that was I believe it was the white and black pair with kind of like the red stitching on the tongue. Now, if we talking going back to OGs, this shoe actually goes all the way back to 2002. I want to say that was the Varsity Red that they released in 2002. Now, it didn't have no metallic. It was just that regular plain, you know, Varsity Red colorway, you know, with just that red and black. Now, this actually did release years later, I want to say in 2017, as a University Red, which was more like a bright, you know, like a bright crimson red. And then, you know, we actually have the metallics that actually released in 2012. So it was like this shoe actually just released time after time after time. Now, personally, you know, I mean, seeing how this shoe did release 6 years ago, I will say that, no, actually 5 years ago. Seeing how this shoe actually released 5 years ago, I will say that, you know, I'm excited for the shoe. I will be going for it, but personally, I wish they would have gave us, you know, something way older. Like for me personally, you know, they could have gave us the pearlized pinks. Like I remember the pearlized pinks. Both of my brothers had those, and I remember, you know, every day me just seeing them, and I'm like, man, you know, I wish I could grab those, but they didn't, you know, Those personally sold out quick. I wasn't able to grab them in my size. But seeing both of my brothers with them, I'm just like, that colorway just does it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's actually a pink shoe that I would definitely wear. Or we could have even got, maybe the Weathermans, you know what I'm saying? Or personally, one of my favorites, which is the Crimsons. Now, the Crimsons overall was one of my favorites. Like, I've always loved the Crimsons. Like, the Crimsons was just one of them shoes. It had like that metallic silver with that crimson orange on it. Ooh, if you know, back in them days, oh man. Listen, y'all, back in them days, those is the Jordan where you was able to go in the store and just grab off the shelf. Foamposites is actually limited. I want to say even the Paranormans was limited to what, 800 pairs when, and that was kind of, I don't want to say a weird release, but it was kind of like, a release as to where, you had to basically send a picture, of you doing some weird stuff as a kid. And that would basically give you an entry or, kind of a chance to actually win that shoe. Now, personally, if they was to bring the Paranormans back, I'd probably be limited to less pairs. Just seeing how they, did 800 pairs before. I can't see them doing 800 pairs again. But then again, who knows? But seeing these metallic reds, I mean, I'm actually happy for them to be dropping. I just wish they would have came with that gum bottom like the 2012 version. And personally, I actually, I would even want to see, more colorways released, like the eggplants from 2009. I actually had those, and I'm talking about not the 2017 version with that translucent outsole. I'm talking about the gum bottom version from 2009. If you know, you know. I actually had those. Then I want to say 2 years later, I was able to grab the pine greens. Yes, that was the only time the pine greens ever released. Now, personally, the pine greens is one of my favorites. Like, one of my favorites besides the crimsons. I had the pine greens, I had the eggplants, and personally, I sold both of those, I want to say in 2014. Yes, I know. I sold them either in 2014 or 2013. One of those years. I sold them to my boy. But then I actually regretted it years later. And I was actually talking to wifey about this. Because I want to say the pine greens are going anywhere from 600 to 700, almost 800. The eggplants are doing the same. So me just even grabbing that shoe in my size, I know I'm going to spend some crazy bread. When it comes to shoes like the Foamposites, listen, Jordan, don't get me wrong, Jordans has always been the hype. Jordans has always been, the forefront of the sneaker community. But personally, when it was Foamposite time, a lot of people was focused on these Foamposites. Like, I want to say the Jordan hype didn't come about until maybe like 2016, 17. But when the Foamposites was around, everybody had to have these. Like, if you were a reseller around this time, the Foamposites was the shoe that you was reselling. Foamposites was your Jordan 1, your Jordan 2, your Jordan 3, your Jordan 4. Foamposites was that. Nowadays, like a Travis Scott collab, or you may see like a UNC that's going, $700-800, or so in price, or maybe $500-600. That was the Foamposites back then. Foamposites, if you didn't get them on release day, trust me, you was paying that resale. And that resale, I want to say it started anywhere from $400 to $500. Then I want to say after a few years, resale went from $600 to $700. So the Foamposites was actually one of the first to actually hit that crazy resale market. Like, before the Jordan hype came for, a lot of people being hyped for Jordan retros, it was the Foamposites. So keep that in mind, y'all. The Foamposites was that shoe that was actually reaching that $600 to $700 mark around that time. It would definitely be dope for, Nike to actually go back in that stash and actually, dig in and bring something that we haven't seen maybe from 2008, 2009, you know what I'm saying, personally. Or even later on, you know what I'm saying, even later on, because the Foamposites did release, as I mentioned, in 1997, and there has been multiple colorways, like literally. Even the Royals, like, I want to say they released the Royals in 2017 and in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. But personally, I would love to see some dope colorways come back. And I want to hear your thoughts and your comments in the comment section below. Do you think Nike should start releasing more colorways for the Foamposites personally? Because I've even Heard a lot of people say that the Foamposite was dead. No, the Foamposite was not dead. I just feel personally that a lot of people did not want to pay that resale. I mean, granted that a lot of people is paying $400 or $500 for, you know, a Jordan right now. So $400 or $500 for a Foamposite. I feel like back then, you know, a lot of people looked at, you know, the shoe game different. So paying $400 to $500 for a shoe back then, around that time, I feel like a lot of people wasn't, you know, up to par with it as much as they're up to par with paying $400 to $500 for a Jordan Retro right now. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you think about Nike releasing more Foamposite colorways. Personally, I think they should, but I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, y'all. Like I always say, y'all, you got your boy J-Jus, you got the channel, you got my thoughts and opinions on the upcoming Foamposite red metallics that will be dropping next year, summer 2023. I will have some more updates for y'all throughout the upcoming months leading into next year, so make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel, turn on post notifications on, and hit that big thumbs up, because it does keep the ball rolling and it does let your boy know that y'all is rocking with him. And you know, follow your boy on all his social medias. They will be linked down in the description below. And like I always say, guys, reach for the stars, sky's the limit, and we out.